Hey guys, Joe Von Brickton here. Welcome to the Pippin and Dippin YouTube channel. I've got my partner in crime here, Hunter the Pip Hunter Burkett. And man, I'm tongue twisted today. I tell you, I apologize for that. Hey, if this is your first time here, hit the subscribe button for us, please. And make sure you down in the comments you wrote, I subscribed. If you have any questions, let us know. If there's a topic you'd like us to talk about and discuss in a future video, let us know, guys. We want to help you out and pay it forward as much as we possibly can. Also, there's a little bell by the subscribe button. Make sure you hit that so that way you get notified anytime we have a new video. We release a new video approximately one every other week. However, we have been releasing some, faster than every other week. So just stay tuned. That way you'll automatically be notified. You don't have to lose sleep over whether or not you missed one of our good videos. Guys, we're always offering tons of market maker method training nuggets. We've kind of adapted it. We are market maker trainers. We do follow the core foundations of it. However, we've added some things into it that we think make it a little bit easier, and we're sharing those and paying it forward through our videos, through our academy. If you haven't heard about our academy, definitely check it out. We got links below that you can find out more about our academy, where we have all kinds of training videos that you can be a part of. We do weekly training. We've got live trading calls that we do almost on a daily basis for multiple sessions, both in London and New York. So you definitely want to check it out if you're new to trading or you've been struggling. We are here. We built that program exactly for you. So without further ado, today we're going to talk to you about something really, really important. It is the core foundation. It is the foundation of what the market maker method is, which is peak formation highs and low, understanding how to identify them, all right, and understanding why they're so important, because really at the end of the day, I'm going to give away the secret right now. You want to trade away from them. So if you got a peak formation high, you want to sell it. If you're at a peak formation low and you know you're there, you want to look for the buy entry. But Hunter's going to go ahead and he's going to show you some technical analysis, show you how you can identify them and how you can enter sniper trades using peak formation highs and lows. So Hunter, take it away, brother.
What's going on, guys? Yeah, just like Joe said, we've been through multiple market maker trainings, and what I really caught one time was, and you guys might have heard it if you watch any of Steve Morrow's stuff. He had one student in his class that would always sleep in his class, and he would ask her, "What are you even doing here? You're paying thousands of dollars to be in my class, to be in my seminars, and you're not even applying yourself." But the one thing that she took away from his course was to trade away from peak formation highs and peak formation lows. And now she's a 7-figure trader, right? If that can't tell you something right there, then and also, guys, it's like when you putting that together and then you start to find your setups, it's just a bunch of confluences put together. You take the trade, try to be have a less emotion in the market as you can, and that's what Joe and I have done with Pippin Dippin Academy, is try to make it systematic as we could, to where you do not have emotions in the market, where you can 1 2 3 4 5 go, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you some things that we look for, and I'm going to show you some peak formation highs and peak formation lows when it comes to a market maker cycle on a few pairs that I trade. So I'm going to share my screen, and let's go here. All right, can you see my screen, Joe?
Yes, sir.
All right, cool. I've already got AUD USD marked up as the PFL and the PFH, right? Peak formation low, peak formation high, as you can tell. The reason why this is a peak formation low, as you can tell, it started to trade away from here, okay? And also it started to break the highs that it was, lower highs that it was creating, right? Now, you knew that. And also, if you're a market maker trader, you can tell that this is a W pattern. And I'm going to show you a few tips that I use to understand. Normally, when you can use the TDI to your advantage, and it can find the peaks for you as well. If you would go to the 4-hour time frame, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the 4-hour time frame. I'm not saying this happens every time, but 90% of the time it does. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the 4-hour time frame. 9 times out of 10, this is going to be a shark fin. Okay, and when you have a shark fin on the 4-hour time frame, that's normally setting up a peak formation low. I'm not saying that to only trade like that. There's other things I'm going to show you that that you can put together to show you that this was a full market maker cycle, all the way down, made a PFL, and then it made another market maker cycle up. Okay, as you know, you guys know what a market maker cycle is. This is another peak formation high, and you can tell that what does it do? It induces down, it pulls back, induces down, pulls back, induces down, pulls back, runs its ADR, 3 times ADR, and then it starts to set up for a reversal, which is here. Okay, and then what do you have? An inducement, a pullback, inducement and pullback, inducement and pullback. Okay, until it runs its full 3 times ADR, and then she starts to set up for another market maker cycle. Okay, this is how the market makers run the market. Now, does it happen pretty like that every time? Absolutely not. They sometimes will not have enough liquidity here, and they'll maybe push past here. Okay, and then set up their reversal and then take it the other way. Okay, all right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the 4-hour time frame. I want you to see, check this out. Boom, as soon as I go to the 4-hour time frame, what do you see? Okay, there's the box that I created, and look at the shark fins that it has here. It's overextended, it's also oversold at this area. Okay, we come up, it started to hit the shark fin here, and made another, like I said, it pushed here. Okay, if you were trying to trade this, reverse this, there was no confirmation for you to sell. Okay, you can tell that there's a bunch of price action here, and she kept moving. Okay, but this was the trade, because once it started to break down from this peak formation high, when it started to break down, it started to break the lower highs of this uptrend. Okay, this market maker cycle. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the 1 hour. It's a lot more prettier to see, but I want to show you in between here, this peak formation low and this peak formation high, of how many sets that you could have taken just in 1 week off one pair. Okay, very, very nice sets. Okay, normally I like to see once I get this reversal. This is my full-on reversal here. You can see, guys, W pattern. Okay, breaks the neckline. We started to move up. The very first next trade, what you're looking for is a pullback. Okay, and exactly what it gave you. Okay, and if you watch any of our other videos, go back and watch our trade setups that we teach on how to catch the entries and what patterns we're looking for. Okay, we are looking for M's and W's. We look for M's and W's on all time frames. Okay, but when I want a precise entry, and you guys know what I just said, my very next trade was, we got the inducement on Monday, we got the pullback during Asian. Remember, we don't trade during Asian. We get the pullback in Asian, and here was our next set. Okay, I'm gonna go and mark this box up. Okay, and this was my very next trade. If you guys, like I said, previous video I think we shot was the trade setups of the 3 types of patterns that we look for. I'm going to show you. Okay, go to the 15-minute. I'm going to scroll back. Okay, and look, here was the peak formation low here, right? Inducement, pullback. Look at this W pattern here. Okay, you come out of London, you make a left leg. Okay, come up, make a right leg in New York, and it gives you your trade. Okay, you're able to score right here. If you wanted to, you could have rode this all the way through the next 3 sessions. Scored 80 pips on this pair. Okay, go back to the 1 hour. It's a lot easier. You guys know top-down analysis is key in the market. You want to see, if you haven't heard me say this before, the market's like a book. Okay, the higher time frame you go, the more you're going to see. Okay, the lower time frame you go, the less you're going to see. Right, so the 5-minute to me is like a letter. 15-minute word, 30-minute sentence, hour, paragraph, 4-hour, chapters, daily, you know, cycles in the book, right? So the very next trade was you wanted to see another pullback, right? As you got this during Asian, this isn't, you couldn't possibly trade this during Asian. I know we don't, but I like to see my sets up in London and New York. But there was another W pattern right here and during Asian, which you do have AUD locked in with this, you know, AUD USD. So this does run pretty good during Asian and right at it coming out of Asian. So there's a trade set here. We can go back this way. There's your peak formation low. There's the trade that was set right there. And here was another W pattern right here, okay? Boom. See how easy this is? This is easy. Trading away from the peak formation lows and peak formation highs. And I wanted to tell you too, is normally guys, what I'm looking for when I catch a really good run when it comes to a market maker cycle, I love after the inducement, after you catch this trade here and you get your pullback, when you get your pullback here, normally that pullback creates a 1 hour shark fin, okay? And 1 hour shark fins create 15-minute WNM patterns, okay? Same thing with the 4 hour. 4 hour, you've seen that I circled this box. 4 hour shark fins create 1 hour M&Ws, what you see here, okay? Trading can be really simple, guys. It can be really simple. You just gotta get with the right people and the right tools. You gotta use the right tools, okay?
Hey Hunter,
now
while you got that screen up,
yeah.
Hey guys, if you haven't seen our daily high and low video, check it out, because the trade that he just showed you on the W, if you weren't up during London and you missed that, actually our daily high and low video will show you how you could get the later entry there when it broke the previous day high and then retested, and you can get in. So
right
that's another
here
right there as well.
Yeah, right there where he's talking about. And guys, and basically what he's saying, you could go to the daily time frame. This is what these two lines do. They're marking off the daily highs and daily lows for me. Yesterday's high and yesterday's low. So if you went to the daily time frame and you were to mark up the wick of the daily candle and the bottom of the wick of the daily candle, you got yesterday's high and yesterday's low, right? And once you breach that, there's going to be two things that happen at those areas, right? It's going to set up on it, or it's going to breach it, retest it, and go. And that's exactly what it did here. But the W pattern right here was able to get you in a little earlier, right? I look at it as, you know, there was two entries here, right? But Joe and I know both that pattern is king. Pattern is king in the market, right? So, and you were able to score, so say if you got in here and you were able to still score 30 pips, right? And guys, look at it. I always tell my students this is like, you're trading a pair. Look, this pair moves 69 pips a day on average. That's its ADR on a day on average. If you want to look that up, go to investing.com, go to tools. I'm gonna say it again, go to investing.com, go to tools, and then go to Forex volatility. Go to tools, go to Forex volatility, and you're gonna get the ADRs of the pairs, okay? Now, on odd USD, it moves 69 pips a day, right? So guys, if you were able to score 30 pips on this pair, you're winning big, right? If you're an intraday trader and you're able to score 30 pips, you just scored more than, or right at half of what the ADR is, right? So take your pips and be happy and run, right? Because you know for a fact what's happening next. When you get a 30 pip run at AUD, USD, what's the next move? What's the next move that you don't want to be caught in, right? You don't want to be caught in the pullback, nor do you want to be caught in consolidation, right? It's just, it's difficult to get out of and all that stuff, okay? So there's, and also too guys, like when I talk about ADR, like I can go from here, so do 69 times 3, which is like what 200 and something, 207,
about 210 pips, yeah.
Yeah, so, and remember guys, I told you this, it moved 140 pips right here. So it still had 60 pips to go, right? But it ended up completely reversing here, okay? It didn't run its full 3 times ADR, which is fine. They don't do that sometimes. Another way that you can do it is figure out a market maker cycle is 3 to 5 days rise or fall, right? So in this case, it's going to be rise. So you got 1 day of rise, pull back, 2 days of rise, pull back, 3 days of rise, pull back. This day didn't beat this day, so that wasn't a rise. 4 days of rise, and then she moved, okay? It set your peak formation high and moved, right? And some people were thinking, guys, like some people, let's go back to the 4 hours. Some people, which it did, there's support and resistance at this area, right? But some people were waiting for this to go here, to test this level here, because there was a lot of area here, a lot more area here than there was there, but still. Joe and I still use support and resistance. We can clearly see that was an area of value. And then we put that together with market maker, it just makes it even better. Okay. And then I want to show you on the downward of what we've been catching throughout the week, this week on Odd USD. Like yesterday was an amazing trade. Okay. It, just like Joe said, it didn't give you what was here. You see that this set up an M pattern, right? So you got the inducement down. What was your next move? Pull back and then inducement again, right? So, and guys, normally you're gonna have 3 levels to this when it comes to a market maker cycle, okay? What a market maker cycle looks like is an M, inducement, pull back, 1, inducement, pull back, 2, inducement, pull back, 3, right? So M, in the case of a downward movement, M, A, W. On the way up, W, V, M. Okay. So your next move was here. Remember, this is Asian pair. Go to the 15 and look at that. And you can see that it set up a nice little W pattern and Asian to fake people out, to completely collect some orders and then run the real move, right? So in this case, in my case, guys, if I seen this and I know my market direction, right? I know where I'm going. I know my market direction, right? You could even go as far as, remember what I said about shark fins? You can even go as far as doing this box here. You see this shark fin here? This shark fin here? This is great scalping technique here too as well. Okay, when it comes to gold or something like that. Okay, because remember, pattern is king, right? Go to the 5. We'll scroll back. And look at that little bitty M pattern right there, right? Left leg comes out of Asian, comes into London, boom, nice volume, enter the trade, and she ended up smoking, right? Same thing that happened today, guys. Same thing, right? This, remember, go back to the 3 types of patterns that we look for, right? Remember, this is Asian pair. Left leg in Asian comes out into London, gives your right leg. This is a type 2 pattern, okay? Gives you your go ahead here, and then boom. You know your market direction, right? So you shouldn't have any, draw your stop loss back to structure. Guys, you got 11 pip stop loss for what? What'd you net? 25 pips, 2 to 1, easy money, okay? 2 to 1. Remember, you got 25 pips on a pair that moves 69 pips a day. It's money, okay? I'll go to CAD JPY. As you can see, it's pretty much like when you look at the chart, it's pretty much self-explanatory of what it looks like, okay? Peak formation high, you set it here. Remember, you go to the 4-hour time frame, it will help you figure out what peak formation highs and lows are. Look at that shark fin. Look at this shark fin, okay? You can always go. Now, you can tell that this was a peak formation high right here, right? And started to move down. No price was beating these highs. So in the case of this, if you were trading this, you wouldn't be looking for any buys in here. Why would you? The peak formation high is still set, right? Just like here, when this set for a peak formation low, you wasn't looking, when you were coming back up, you weren't looking for any sells. You'd have been smoked if you were, right? And then when this set, you're throughout this week, you're not looking for any buys, right? I'm not saying that you couldn't make money today. I'm not saying that this trade wasn't good, but you can tell what it's looking like it's setting up right now. What do you think? Nice little M pattern and a drop. You could. Now, I'm not dissing out that this pair will just keep moving up. I'm not saying that. That's where you count your ADR for this pair comes into play, right? So if you had a peak formation high here and you dropped all the way down to here, we got 151 pips in this range, okay, to this low, okay? We're on CAD JPY, same thing, 69 pips, okay? 69 pips this range. I mean, is the ADR for the day. All right, so times 3 is 210, whatever. It still has room to go. It's still. Sorry guys, my kid's in the back playing some ball. Y'all know
that's all right, man. We all got them.
So in this case, this still has room to run. Okay, still has room to run. I'm gonna show you one more pair, NZD USD. Pretty much, NZD USD and odd USD are pretty much correlated. When odd USD moves, NZD USD moves. USD moves. So take that in consideration for what I just said. Okay, they're correlating pairs. When one moves one way, the other one moves the same way, right? So in my eyes, if I'm looking at odd USD and it doesn't paint me a good, pretty pattern, I'll go to NZD and USD and see if it paints me a good pattern, right? Now, NZD USD moves a little bit more, like 3 pips more than AUD USD, but there's not a big difference. There's not a big difference in there. But as you can see, peak formation low, what W pattern, boom. First pullback, what's your next move, right? Boom. Rise, pullback, what's your next move? Rise, pullback, what's your next move? Peak formation high, same thing. Okay? And this works with all pairs. All pairs, guys. This is not just the ones I'm showing you. It works with all pairs. And also too, guys, if you're not using EMAs to help you trade, then you're missing out. Because like, as you can tell, the EMAs, the 50, me and Joe use the 50 and the 200. If you're trading with the 200, you're going, right? You're trading with the 250. Okay. In this case, you had to count your ADR on this right here. The market maker cycle, it fell a lot. There's a lot more that goes into market maker. That's why you should join our Pippin and Dippin Academy, so I wouldn't be on this call forever and telling you all this, so you can go through the training. But like, there's a lot more that goes with it. I haven't told you everything about market maker in this deal, but these EMAs that Joe and I do talk about in our training, and how valuable they are to us, and understanding what they're there for, right? As you can tell, the 50 moving average right here is telling me what price is doing currently on the 1 hour time frame. Okay, in this case, let's just say we were here, price is moving down, 50 is telling me what it's doing on the hour, and the 200 is telling me what it's doing on the 4 hour. So I never have to leave the hour to show me where my price is going. I never have to leave, right? So if I went to the 4 hour, the 50 is going to tell me what the 4 hour is doing, and the 200 is going to tell me what the daily is doing, right? So it's the best of both worlds. Plus it shows, moving support and resistance. Okay. So I'm not going to get too much into that, but you guys catch my drift on these setups, man. It's and being patient with it. Being patient with these moves. Boom. Being patient and waiting for these moves to happen. Let's look at this on the 15th on Tuesday, and then we'll go. I'll let you go. Promise. Look at that W pattern. Boom. Comes out of Asian, makes a left leg. Neckline. Right leg, ready to go. Okay. You did get a pullback, but if you had your stop loss in the right area, you never got hit. Boom. Money. Okay. Money. Trade with the trend. When they say, when you've ever heard trend is your friend, it's true. They ain't bullshit. it's true. Okay. So, did I miss anything, Joe?
No, but I just want to just add in, guys, this method works for trading stocks. It works for trading crypto. And obviously you see it works for indices and Forex pairs. Guys, this is a universal strategy that you can use to trade just about any instrument. So really, really important that you master that. And really at the end of the day, that, stocks, that's all stock traders are looking to do, or options traders. I've traded options for years, and that's all I'm looking for. My entries for my options, I'm looking for those areas of value at a swing low or peak formation low or peak formation high. And then I'm riding out until it hits those areas, it has a correction, and then I'm letting it go. Or now, if you're portfolio investing, then you just dollar cost average, and it doesn't really matter. But this method, what he just showed you guys, will work for any instrument that you want to trade. It is a sound method. Steve Morrow, that invented market maker method, he's the godfather. He's an angel because it really is. There's many ways you can trade. However, the market maker method is nice because you're trading with the people that are setting the market. All right, you're not trading with the retail traders. All right, and that's where you'll get caught, is because the market makers will move the price in the direction that they know retail traders' typical psychology works, just so they can gather contracts. However, if you know this strategy here, it'll save you your hairline. It will probably save you a couple bucks, and ultimately you'll maximize your profit and your return potentially if you master this strategy. So biggest thing is, one last thing is, you notice he kept his candles really tight and tiny. He had kind of zoomed out so you can see the big picture, right? Just like he talked about having it be a book. Well, it doesn't matter what time frame you're on. If you're on the 5 minute or you're on the daily, zoom out so you can see the full pattern. So they're easy to identify, those peak formation highs and lows. All right. And then all you do to make sure that they are at their peak formation highs or lows is, like he said, use the ADR, the 3 times ADR. So if the daily ADR is 50, then 3 times ADR would be 150. So you measure to see, okay, it's gone up 150 pips. So it's due for either a reset, which it'll consolidate, and then it will break that high and keep continuing up, or it'll consolidate, make the M pattern, do the first induction and drop, right? So breaking the higher lows, or vice versa. So look, guys, Hunter's hit it right on the head. Our academy, we put it together specifically for people. If you're watching this, then it's just for you. It's pennies on, lifetime access costs nothing to join. We would highly, highly recommend that you consider taking a look at it. We have tons of video training on there, but even more is that we don't want to be like all the other trainers out there that just puke a bunch of videos on you and then aren't really there to support you or try and figure out how to navigate through. We've structured everything according to what has worked best for us. And then the cool thing is that we do 2 weekly live trainings where we do a market review, kind of what happened during the week. We do a Monday night Q&A session, and we also share other ideas that you can integrate into your portfolio of investing. And again, we're not certified financial planners or anything like that, so we're not guaranteeing anything. We're not saying you should do this or that or the other. However, we put together a really good program, but we've taken it a step further because we want to make sure that you win. So our VIP program that we're just launching here, July 5th, will be our first class of people. It's a mastermind. So we're actually taking the academy and putting it on steroids and literally walking the members of the VIP program over 30 days. We're holding their hand through 30 days, setting some major goals and showing them how they could potentially use Forex to, you know, supplement their income, replace their income, all that kind of stuff. It's up to you what it is, but what we found is where people succeed or fail is what's between the ears and their daily habits, their daily routines, not having a plan. And really what ends up happening is if they are successful at trading Forex, then they ultimately sacrifice their health, their relationships, and all that other good stuff. So the VIP program helps balance all of that out. And it's 30 days, it's heavily impacted. It's still, it's 2 visits a day to Starbucks is the cost of it. It's worth 10 times more easily. However, if you're interested in that, the links are below in the description. If you have a topic or you have a question, ask us. Hey, we'll do a training on it. We're not closed to not, you know, taking care of you guys. We're here. The reason we've created this channel is exactly for you guys, so that you guys get the most out of it and can take your trading to the next level. You know, if you're stuck, we want to get you unstuck. If you're just starting out, perfect. Then we don't have to teach you or, you know, wash all the bad, you know, habits that you've created since you started trading. We don't have to wash any of that away if you're brand new to trading, right? It'll be even easier. So, or it'll be that much easier for you potentially. So with that, guys, don't forget, I subscribe below, pound that button, pound the like button too. Tell us that you liked it. And again, if you have questions, put it in the comments. And until then, Hunter, anything else, brother?
Oh man, that's all I got. You guys keep grinding.
Keep grinding. He usually says our tagline, keep on pipping. But so I guess I'll do that today. But guys, Hunter, thank you, man. That was awesome. Awesome. It gets me pumped up just seeing that, just seeing how easy that can be and how hard sometimes we make it. But with that, guys, hope you enjoyed the video and we look forward to seeing you at the next one. Until then, take care.
Peace.